Hello, everybody. It is almost Shabbat, so I figured get in a quick read. It just doesn't want to stick there, does it? Where'd the chargers go? Oh, let me show you guys something. So I run Makita power tools, and I'm assuming each of the major brands have something similar. So check this out. Mostly one hand, it's going to be tough. This is like $15 or $20. So last time I looked, I don't know, I'll switch two USB ports, and maybe even the new ones might come with USB-C. I'm not sure. So it just plugs right onto your battery, and then you have yourself a portable phone / anything charger. And the bigger the battery, the more you can charge, the however many times you can charge. And everybody who sees them just loves them because they're extremely handy. My daughter goes nowhere. She even takes these, much to my chagrin, to her friend's house on sleepovers. She constantly has them all in her bedroom. She hoards them. And then we just keep a fast charger out in the corner over there because they're just splendid. I mean, they're a little heavy, but for, around the house, they're awesome. They really are. And then you get yourself, your charging cord, whatever one you prefer. The length you prefer, 3 feet, 6 feet. Like 6 feet's nice because you can kind of leave this and wander a bit if you're sitting in the couch or a chair. But it's kind of long. That's what she said. So, whatever. Just a quick, because it was sitting here, I didn't even think of it. I've never done a full review, but there's my full review. They're awesome. And I'm sure Milwaukee, DeWalt, etc. make something similar. So anyway, Revelation, we are on 16, and I guess I'll use this as a prop up. And we're going to try to make this a little quick. Got Jessica's over there making bread. It smells pretty good. So, and I heard a loud voice from the dwelling place saying to the 7 messengers, "Go and pour out the bowls of the wrath of Elohim on earth." Exodus, if you know, 9:1 is, or 9:8, Exodus 9:8, you can read more about the plagues from Egypt. "And the first went and poured out his bowl upon the earth, and an evil and wicked sore came upon the men, those having the mark of the beast and those worshiping his image." Interesting to note and remember, those who are sealed are not putting up with any of this. So, pays to be sealed. "And the second messenger poured out his bowl on the sea, and it became blood, as of a dead one. And every living creature in the sea died." Remember, dried up blood is not viscous anymore. It gets sticky. It's just gross. And again, Exodus 7:17, if you want to read more. "And the third messenger poured out his bowl on the rivers and the fountains of water, and they became blood." So, no water is escaping. Like, there's going to be nowhere to run, basically. Your water is going to be hosed. And remember, this kind of tells you we're getting towards the end here, because I don't know too many humans that can survive very long without water. They say 3 days, but that's if you're sitting around pretty much doing nothing. If you were doing strenuous physical labor all day, you're going to be cramping up to the point where you can't even control it at the end of day one, for the most part. No fun. "And I heard the messenger of the waters saying, 'You are righteous, O Yahweh, the one who is, and who was, and who shall be, because you have judged these, because they have shed the blood of the set apart ones and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they deserve it.' And I heard another out of the slaughter place saying, 'Yes, Yahweh El Shaddai, true and righteous are your judgments.' And the fourth messenger poured out his bowl on the sun, and it was given to him to burn them with fire." That does not sound like fun. "And the men were burned with great heat, and they blasphemed the name of Elohim, who possesses authority over these plagues, and they did not repent to give him esteem." So you're getting burned with, you got no water to drink. On top of it, Yahweh turns up the heat, and they are still not getting with the program. It doesn't sound like a good policy to me. So, kind of is. And the fifth messenger poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and his reign became darkened, and they gnawed their tongues from the pain. And they blasphemed the Elohim of the heaven for their pains and their sores, and they did not repent of their works. So as usual, people blaming everybody else for their nonsense. And the sixth messenger poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up in order to prepare the way of the sovereigns from the east. And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, 3 unclean spirits as frogs. Lizard people! Lizard people! For they are spirits of demons, doing signs which go out to the sovereigns of the entire world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh the Almighty. See, I am coming as a thief. Blessed is he who is staying awake and guarding his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So if you're kind of wondering about this, from what I've been told, back in the day, when it was your duty as a Levite to keep the slaughter place, the fire burning at the tent. Because if you remember, when you're burning the offerings, remember Yahweh said that nothing can be left in the morning. It's all going to be burned up. Well, I don't know if anybody's ever burned an animal. It takes a while. And it's got to be hot. So you need to stay up pretty much all night to keep that fire stoked. Add wood and whatnot. So if... You all right, babe? Babe, maybe you should lay down. Babe, go lay down. Babe, gotta go lay down. Babe, go lay down.
Yes.
Go lay down. No, stop. There's no, just go lay down. Come on, Alex. Well, yeah, okay. So what happened is the main priest, he would, bust out his night vision and thermal and sneak up on the guy who was supposed to be tending the fire. And if the guy had fallen asleep, then the high priest, the main priest, would take the hot coals and dump them on the lap of the guy who was having a snooze fest. And obviously, because remember, they wore clean white linen, the coals would get the linen dirty and set them on fire. So the guy would wake up and rip off his garment. And then he would be forced to walk home in shame. So, and it says, this is pretty much from what I've learned. This is what that's about. So he's kind of talking similarly. He's kind of saying, hey, don't be sleeping on me. Don't get fooled. Don't fall away, because it might take a long time. That's what it says to me anyway. And they gathered them together to the place called in Hebrew Armageddon, basically. And the seventh messenger poured out his bowl into the air, and a loud voice came out of the dwelling place of the heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there came to be noises and thunders and lightnings, and there came to be a great earthquake, such a mighty and great earthquake as had never come across to be, as had not came to be since men were on the earth. And the great city became divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babel was remembered before Elohim to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, and great hail from the heaven fell upon men, every hailstone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed Elohim for the plague of the hail, because the plague was exceedingly great. See, at this point, with all the other stuff that had gone on, you would think just regular old hail, even though it was heavy, they'd be like, oh, well, it's better than everything else. But yeah, so 16, pretty straightforward. Now, we're going to get to 17, 18, and 19. 19's really good, but if you ask me, what, babe?
The bread's about to
Okay.
need to come out.
If you
And then
ask
you guys
me,
start cooking the chicken.
okay. If you ask me, 20 is the one that a lot of people that have been fooled by churchianity / Paulianity are not going to like. But as you can see by the amount of page things I have here, it is true. It's about works and commands, and you need them, you're going to be judged by them, etc., etc. So we're going to be getting to that really soon. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comments, and have a great day.